What's going on, guys? It's Marc and Alex back for another Hops and Vines beer review. Got a little something special for you today. Pliny The Elder by Russian River Brewing Company. Go ahead and let you tell the fine people about it. This is one of your favorites.
Maybe the smile on my face is indication of this review. Pliny The Elder, it's probably the most highly rated craft beer in the U.S. It's been voted the best craft beer in the U.S. 4 years in a row, I believe, in Zymurgy magazine. There's a huge following around this beer. It's very, very limited as far as their distribution. Usually you can only get it, if you can get it, in California and Colorado. I think Colorado is the furthest that they distribute, and it's very limited. Usually most retailers don't even put this out on the shelf. They reserve it for their good customers because most accounts will only get one case at a time. Thank you, Sean Sariego out in
Thank you, Sean.
Fremont, California for this bottle. We do beer trades with him quite often, and he sent me some Pliny and some Blind Pig IPA as well from Russian River Brewing. So just very quickly about this beer, for those that don't know about it, it is considered the double IPA and one of the first double IPAs, kind of the double IPA that started the style of Imperial or double IPA. Supposed to be the benchmark example. It's the first example of a double IPA listed in the BJCP guidelines. And BJCP is Beer Judge Certification. Classic example of the Imperial IPA. Although it is not extremely high in alcohol, we're only looking at 8% alcohol on the Pliny the Elder, and you look at most double IPAs, they're going to be around 9 or 10% usually. So they do use a fairly large adjunct of dextrose or corn sugar in this beer. What that does is it raises the alcohol without giving it a really sticky, sweet mouthfeel. Some of the double IPAs
sharpens up the hop character a little bit.
Absolutely.
As opposed to like putting all that malt behind it and leaving the residuals.
It's really a hop showcase beer. Like I was saying, a lot of the double IPAs are really big and sweet. This one actually has a very high drinkability to it, which makes it so popular.
It's almost
and
that golden, like sunrise orange.
Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this guy, and we're going to give you the a review, the taste, aroma, and overall impression.
Run down on the Pliny.
Very little pop on that one.
It's got some life to it.
Okay. Yeah.
Beautiful tight lacing. For a double IPA, the clarity is great too.
It has a golden sunlight aroma.
Yeah, it does. Centennial, and then the Simcoe is very, very present on the nose as well. They use one more hop, which I think is Columbus. In this beer as well. Yeah, just you can almost smell the stickiness of the beer, like smell the resins that you're going to be tasting.
It is a very aromatic beer. I'm just getting flowers and that typical Simcoe tropical fruit, pine, citrus. The Columbus is coming through with some of the more pungent aspects of the hop aroma. Just a very brilliant, very alive beer. Beautiful color, beautiful aroma. Nice eggshell white head. So far, so good.
I mean, the head retention on this one doesn't seem to be quite as much as others that we've opened, but the freshness of this is...
A little swirl too, just pops it right out of the glass.
It's a little cold right now.
That's the first thing I was going to say.
Yep. But just straight through and through. The hop character just kind of dances, takes you all the way through the beer. The resins are coming through. It's kind of like leaving just like a sticky mouthfeel. The bitterness is not at all harsh, though. Again, one of the aspects of the corn sugar being used as an adjunct, just sharpening it up. Everything is very much in place in this beer. A lot of transition from the piney and resiny to the kind of grapefruit rind citrus, and then almost like it just kind of lets you down very easily with a soft bitter finish. It's fantastic.
Let's get Hugh over here and see what he thinks. Now, Hugh here has heard a lot about this beer and has asked me a lot of times for this beer. And now, for the first time, I will.
Yeah, if it's in stock and it's IPA, it's got Hugh written all over it.
Yeah, he's definitely more of, I would say, possibly even more of a hop monger than I am.
Yeah.
So
Really?
there you go, man. Cheers.
Oh.
Actually,
And thanks again, Sean, out in Cali, for bringing this to us. Really, really appreciate it.
yeah, super fresh too. I'll note real quick that the bottle on date is, I think today is the 24th. And this was bottled on the 11th of this month, so it's a nice fresh example. Anything he sends, he's not going to send it unless it's at its prime. So it's
2 weeks from the
definitely tasting like very prime right now.
We'll let this
What'd you
warm
think?
up a little bit.
It's delicious.
Yeah, this beer actually, once it warms up, even more of the hop aromas will start coming up. The body too will get a little bit more full bodied, full flavored on the malt end of things, for sure.
Yeah, it's starting to happen already, where the mouthfeel is becoming a bit creamier and it's becoming a bit more silky all the way through. But the resins are they're just settling on the palate and not going away. Probably the best part about this beer is how much it does change in the 15 to 40 seconds after you take a sip. It's got that soft bitterness on the front, and then it just kind of keeps on developing, and you keep kind of revisiting all the things that you just tasted. It's a wonderful beer.
So, final verdict?
What else can I say? It's hands down one of the best beers that I've ever tasted, and continue to taste. And honestly, this bottle in particular is probably one of the top 2 that I think we've opened here, as far as freshness and just absolute aroma and hop flavor. Almost speechless.
Yeah, agreed. This bottle is very, very vibrant, you know, people a lot of times they ask, you know, like what's the hype? You know, kind of the proof is in the pudding right here. The beer does live up to the hype that goes around and circulates in many beer connoisseur circles. And I hope that they do keep it on the scale that they are. I think there's a reason they're not mass producing this stuff, which I'm sure Vinny over there at Russian River, he certainly has the ability to probably mass produce this beer. But when you start to do that with beers, they lose that extra special something, which I think that he wants to keep. And you know, I hope they really don't start mass producing this.
Yeah, I mean, it's a gem in the crown of, you know, the craft brewing industry, and honestly, I don't want it to be a production. I've seen a couple of different breweries and operations, when they do expand, lose that little special something, and it's too good to gamble with.
We'll mention, like you probably already gathered, this beer is not available in North Carolina. We had it, so we wanted to share it with you. If you want to come in, though, we can get you a clone recipe to brew it yourself. As soon as we get some Simcoe hops back in, hopefully that'll be soon.
Exactly. Waiting on the 2012 harvest. So
yeah,
come see us in a few months, and much love to all. Thank you again, Sean.
Yep.
Another Hops and Vines beer review.
Cheers, Hugh.
Thank you, Hugh.
We'll see y'all soon. Cheers.